Priority clearance recognition, Alpha 1.
Jolan True, Attack Wing Captains and Admirals, and welcome back to another Arturis shipyard video here on YouTube. This is going to be the second video in the series for the Independent Faction Pack on Motley Fleet. This will be covering the captains that came in the faction pack. So sitting here at the captain's table, we have myself, David Montgomery from the shipyard, link to his YouTube channel in the description below, our newest permanent co-host here on the captain's table, James Sonis, and our special guest host from Stars Modus here on YouTube, again, link in the description below, Kilo Dell. In this video, we're going to be covering the ships that come in the Motley Fleet. You'll be able to find all of the codes for the cards in the video description box below. Comment below who your favorite captain is from this pack, or which captain you've had the most success running with on the ships that come in this pack. You can also continue the conversation over on the Fremont Reformation Discord server. Again, the link is in the description box below. Please consider helping us grow the channel by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to receive our notifications of our subspace communications. Now, let's move on to the video. Computer, engage program.
Yes.
So now we are going to be moving into captain territory. First captain in the set is Telev. There we go. This card counts as an Andorian captain. When this ship spins an evade or a battle station token, target a friendly ship. Place a token of the same type besides the target ship. It is range 1 to 2, skill 5. Does have an elite talent slot for 3 points. David, go ahead.
I think some interesting play with synergizing with the Sao Paulo for those rounds where you need to, say, do another action, even target lock. That way you get a battle station and then you still have a battle station. Of course, you need to spin Telev's battle station before your Sao Paulo. And do you really want a skill 5 captain on the Sao Paulo? I don't know. But aside from that, getting an evade and then being able to pass it off is not a bad thing at all. And I know there's some Vulcan synergy there.
Yeah.
Just getting more tokens around that it doesn't hurt. And I want to think there's a Vulcan captain that if they have a battle station, they can save it. Maybe it's crew. I'm blanking on the Vulcan stuff. But
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Tapao?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
probably.
I think she says scans.
Yeah, if it's a scan, you can
Okay.
replace it with an evade or a battle station, and then you keep it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
still, it's I like what Telev brings to the game, just because you get to use that token one extra time.
Yeah. You can also reverse that and just put Telev on the Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then you're tossing out, because it's not May. You can do it as many times as you want. Every time it's battle station, here, have one, throw it out, everyone gets something.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. Kilo, did you have anything to add to Telev?
With Telev, this is gonna sound a little simple, but I've done it a few times, and I've played against it, I think, a few times, and I really like it. And it's just, you put Telev on Telev's battlecruiser, Talik Sharan on Kumari, and you fly them close beside each other, and they really play off each other's strengths.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple build, but it's like both of their powers really like click together very well.
Yeah,
And they make each other
intertwined.
very, very hard to kill when you fly them together. It's sort of like the opposite of that movie. What was it? John Hancock or whatever it was.
There's a lot.
It was about. It was a movie. It was a superhero movie where when the superheroes got closer together, they got weaker and then eventually became mortal. But this is like the opposite. The closer these two ships with these two captains fly to each other, the stronger they get. Well, the harder they are to kill.
Yeah.
Because they just pass tokens back and forth. I think you can end up passing a token from one to the other, and then from that one back to the other one. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you can perform an evade, and then you can place the evade next to Telev, and then you can place an Ox. And then when Telev spends it, he can give it back to you. And then next round, you can still have the Ox, still perform the evade, and it just keeps going on back and forth.
Looping it around. All right.
Yeah.
I will say there is a combo. I've brought it up a couple times. The Dominion stack of cards disappeared. But it's Fed Photon Torpedoes, Hirogen Hunting Vessel, and Energy Dissipator. I mean, it's interesting. You get a battle station for your Energy Dissipator, then you deal no damage, so you get your battle station and target lock back. You can send the battle station off to a friendly ship. It's a pretty interesting part. Yeah.
Huh. I guess I don't know where the card stacks went. That's weird.
Let me see. There's nothing bound, so I can probably do Control Z.
Okay.
I forgot how hot my computer gets whenever this program runs. I have the little models sitting on my computer and they're heating up.
All right. Okay, yeah. So I think that's it for Telev. I don't think there's anything really to add. I mean,
Bye, Telev.
yeah. All right.
Yes.
Next captain in the list is Thomas Riker, the transporter clone of William T. Riker. You do not pay a faction penalty when equipping this card to a Federation ship. In phase, this ship may perform a maneuver on its dial with a speed of 2 or less. All right. Kilo, how about you start with Thomas?
Okay. So gotta say, Thomas Riker is actually one of my favorite captains in the entire game. I love getting that extra movement. I was participating in a race game once, and I built a ship that could get a lot of moves. And with Thomas Riker, let's see if I can find the right cards here. You can build a ship that can get, I think, up to 4 or 5 moves a turn.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first off, there's the whole Maxwell Forest. Throw Maxwell Forest on there. Then if you are using resources, I think there's a fleet captain which lets you
There is a fleet.
that lets you get an extra move. Then you would want to throw them on either like the IRW Sharan or the IRW Talon, which are ships that get extra moves. IRW yeah, there's more. I just couldn't think of them all. What the? Oh, sorry about that. There's an alarm going off.
Okay.
Then there's numerous upgrades which give you bonus movements. But then of course there's the elite talent in this pack, Maki Tactics, which gives you an additional maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
So you run that on the going gun in this pack too if you want. But even just with Maki Tactics, Maxwell Forest, Thomas Riker, and let's say the IRW Talon, that's 4 moves a turn. You're just They're not going to predict where you're going to be able to go. Because you might not even know where you're going to go. The key here, though, is don't waste that power. It's such an amazing power to be able to move wherever you want. You really got to think about where you're going to go with that. But just honestly, being able to move everywhere. I love that ability. It's crazy. It's great. And that's pretty much. Oh, also, I like to throw them. I would like to throw them on like the Independent Reliant one day, just for fun.
Okay. Yeah. David,
yeah, that's it.
Do you have anything you want to add to Thomas Riker?
I don't know. He is a pretty cool card, I think. There's a Ferengi Marauder that if you perform a 3 maneuver that's not a come about, is like a 3 bank, 3 turn, or 3 straight, you can then immediately perform an additional white maneuver on your dial.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the end phase, you can perform your Thomas Riker maneuver. And it's a very interesting card. Also, Thomas Riker is amazing protection, best by test against lure.
Yeah.
He can just get you out of that situation during the end phase. You're pointed at the edge of the board. Just no, I'm just going away.
Yeah, he definitely can course correct.
Yeah, he's a fun card.
Yeah, David, do you want to add anything to him?
Yeah, Thomas Riker on Borg ships. I know that's not going to be popular, but pulling off a 1 spin or a 2 spin, or at least having the flexibility to do that, plus reverse maneuvers,
Yeah.
because nothing says you have to go forward. So that he can be a lot of fun on like Constitution or Constellation classes that have that 1 or 2 reverse. So you can essentially stand still as a net maneuver for your round. Go forward 1, back 1 with Riker. And I've been looking, and I have this feeling that I'm remembering a rule that space stations can only move from their Dio maneuver.
That is
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so then Riker doesn't work. But
Oh, man.
if you want to throw that rule out the window, Thomas Riker on Deep Space Nine would just be hilarious. Just as a fun thought experiment.
I'm not quite
Would you
sure.
would you be able to rotate the station with a two rotate and then a 2? No, that doesn't work. Never mind.
I'm not sure where you're going, David. The Thomas Riker also says you can only perform a maneuver from your dial with a speed of 2 or less.
Yeah.
You can just do extra maneuvers from your DS9 dial.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, so he is still hilarious on Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
You can perform a 0 maneuver for free. I mean, whoever wants to do that.
It doesn't have to be white. It can be
That's
a
true. You can do 2 0 maneuvers.
Wait,
Incredible.
is it a green maneuver? Is a 0 maneuver green?
Yeah, 0 is green.
Then you could for free in the end phase just remove an Ox token with Riker on DS9.
That is fair.
You could, but you
Okay.
can also do a white maneuver.
Yeah. Or a red maneuver. You could for free get an Ox in the end phase.
There you go. But maybe you want to reposition a space station.
Thomas Riker is the way to do it.
I'm sorry, only O'Brien can reposition a space station. Let's be real, guys.
No, Thomas Riker has that power.
Yep.
Most important officer in Starfleet history.
Yeah, exactly. Miles Edward O'Brien. All right, yeah, I generally like to throw Thomas Riker on the Saran myself. That's
Yeah.
the ship that I play with him on, and then I try my hardest to boost his captain skill as high as I can get it up to a 9. That way I can shoot and then move.
Yeah.
Shoot, move, and then move again. But yeah, that's Thomas Riker. I think we pretty much covered him. He's probably he's probably a good captain in this pack. Towards the top on my list.
Yeah.
All right. So the next card on the list here is a generic with text. It is a Vidiian Captain. Skill 4, has an elite talent slot, cost of 3. Planning phase, target an opposing ship. Disable 1 crew upgrade equipped to that target ship, range 1. Okay, so thematic towards Vidiians. David, what do you got to add to him?
I find him thematic, but I don't find him great. Being in range 1 in the planning phase is not always
Dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's not always the best life choice you can make. Yeah, it's you're gonna hurt. and this is the start of the planning phase. So you almost need, well, not almost, you need something that works in the end phase to get you closer, and or at least something that works after you attack. So maybe a Vidiian captain on a Maquis ship to run Maquis tactics could be viable. Um, but that seems like a stretch. I like disabling a crew on on an enemy ship for free. I think there's some combos you can run there with more ganking. A second of
Yeah.
5. Really hit the ability to disable and discard and steal all their stuff. But
Yeah, run smugglers as well.
ooh, I like smugglers. But the Vidiian captain in and of itself is maybe the start, but it's a very small piece, and I'm not sure it's enough.
It's definitely not the end.
No.
Yeah, I definitely think the range hurts this captain a lot.
Even just adding an additional range 1, just so range 2, that's better.
And there's nothing you can do to make that range go up, because
No.
you cannot boost it with Uhura.
Nope.
The upgrades.
Well, Kilo, what do you think?
Okay, so I have no problem with anything you guys said. Yes, the named ability kind of sucks. I don't use this card for the named ability.
Okay.
I have used this card before, and I've literally forgotten about the named ability in times where I probably could have actually used it. I use it because for 3 points, I get a 4 skill captain and an elite talent. I use him as an upgrade to a swarm fleet because he's generic. There are probably better ways around that, but for the sake of on Utopia, if I'm just trying to make a copy and paste fleet, I like Vidiian Captain. And there was one fleet I put together where what I like is you take or I stab at thee and throw him on there because that's a generic captain with a generic elite talent, and you throw it onto any of your ships or all of your ships because it's a duplicating combo, and it makes it so people don't want to shoot your ships. And there is one where I made, I think it was 4 or 5 Barrels, independent Barrels, with the self-destruct upgrade on it from the Pi. Then the Vidiian Captain and I stab at thee to create a very volatile fleet. I had so much fun with that fleet. But I do like the idea that you can turn any ship into a time bomb with those 3 cards. And it's 9 points to turn any ship into a bomb, basically. And I know that is not competitive, making your ships a bomb, but it is fun to do.
A bomb fleet with 8 I stab at these, 7 I stab at these, and self-destruct, but,
Yeah, I've done something like that too.
On one ship.
Yeah, I did a enterprise like that, and I enjoyed watching everyone run as soon as they realized what I had done. And everyone was like, they gotta get out of the way of the ship, as it was getting to the end phase.
Yeah. So James, is there anything you want to add to the Vidiian Captain?
Let's see. Let me search one card up and make sure I'm not serving up false information.
Sure.
Yeah. So for 1 more point, you get 2 extra skill. You get an amazing, 1,000 times better named ability, and you keep your talent. I just don't really see a place for Vidiian Captain in really any fleet.
Ah, that's fair. See, I've never seen that card before, so.
Oh. Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, either way, he has a 4 skill with an elite talent slot, 3 points. He's not a terrible captain. The ability is fine. I think the range is really what kills it for me.
Yeah. If you want a 4 skill independent captain that costs 3 points with a talent slot, then you run Gorn Commander, which is the exact same ability as Alpha Herojin, just cheaper.
Yeah.
And unique, but I mean.
Yeah. So, all right. I think we've pretty much touched on everything we can do with Vidiian Captain. If you're able to get within range 1, he's more of a nuisance card. Because you're gonna disable a crew on the enemy ship, and they're just gonna re-enable it with their action. So at best, you're really messing up their action economy at range 1.
Yeah.
And then it's you're generally, if you're in range 1, you're at passing. It's after that first joust.
I guess it is, in a way, very simple gank protection against all those really old, disable this card, or that, like at the beginning of the game when they had a lot of cards that were like, if you get within range 1, discard this card and discard a card on the enemy ship. There's a lot of those.
Clag, Follower of Khan.
Yeah, there were so many of those. I guess in a way he's your defense against that, which I guess is kind of fitting because like the Vidiian, that's their thing, is discarding enemy cards. So they're like, hey, you're not allowed to discard us. That's our job. But I guess that's really the only thing he's useful for in terms of his named ability, is protecting you from range 1 ganks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you want to run like a fleet with cards that just say Captain in the name, then you could run like Gorn Captain as well.
like my party bus, where it was all the cards had the word party on them.
Yeah.
There's I think 5 cards in the game with the word party.
I would like him a whole lot better if he was combat phase.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I guess you could use this to disable Michael Jonas, stop him from hurting you.
Certainly.
But you'd have to have initiative over your enemy player, otherwise
and
they would
have
just
to be in range 1.
Well, yeah. Because Michael Jonas, is he range 1 or 2?
1 to 2.
Ah, dang it! Then he wouldn't protect you that much.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of gank cards that work 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we probably should move on from this one.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's not like go past the clock, because we all just couldn't stop talking about arguably maybe the worst card in the pack.
Yeah. There are 9 cards with the word party in them, just if anyone was wondering.
Oh no.
All right. Okay, so this is a good one to talk about. This is Arturis, locked to a Dauntless class ship, skill 6, elite talent slot, cost of 4. You may not equip an admiral to this ship. Set at phase. Select a captain card with a printed cost of 4 SP or less. Arturis has the ability of that captain card this game. Okay, so I remember when this card came out, everybody was confused. I think it's been figured out now that the captain card does not have to be in your fleet.
Yes.
It's just a captain card. He copies that ability. You only need to bring that card to an official tournament, if that's how you're playing it, to prove that that's his ability. So, having said that, James, I see you got something queued up already. Do you want to go first with this one?
Sure.
All right.
So, Arturis, you have to run him on the Dauntless, so that kind of means it's already going to be just like a fun card. With Khan, there are some ways to get a captain that has skill of over 50, and that's 50. Which is just kind of a very funny thing to do.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, there's a way to do it. It was a challenge. I don't know if Dad posted it or something on the Fremont group, but it was figure out how high you can get your captain skill in one round. So it's not just using the Queen Vessel Prime. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, that's just a fun thing. Like, you could run Arturis and Denatra, copy Khan, get 2 legitimate Khans, 2 Denatra as a support Dauntless, things like that. But I mean, it's an interesting card.
Yeah. So I mean, really,
Those 2 Dauntless cards certainly confused the entire community until WizKids came in and intervened.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, Arturis can effectively be a second Gen Con in a fleet if you're going to run a Dauntless class. So that's always a plus. David, do you got anything to add to Arturis?
For the most part, I go. If I was going to run the captain, I would have run the captain. So bringing somebody who's not in the game maybe lets me save a point because off faction or faction penalty, I can get somebody at a printed cost of 4 who would cost me 5 on the Dauntless, but then again, I'm running the Dauntless.
But then you're already paying a faction penalty of basically 23.
Yeah. Now, copying a captain that I already am running in my fleet, that's where it can get fun. And I think that has a lot of uses, and let's just, pick any good captain and run it again. Right?
Yeah.
Pick a core, a Picard, anything, and you've got more. I mean, some of those get too expensive, but you get the idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Arturis is a clone card for captains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kilo, do you have anything you want to add to Arturis?
Yeah. Arturis would be absolutely incredible if he wasn't locked to the Dauntless.
True.
Now he's more of just a nice gimmick. But, I guess 2 notable captains, just because of skill 4 that I might consider. I mean, not skill 4, but like within the cost limits are, Captain Spock, so you get that free target lock or scan. Or Data, so you can deactivate Data from the 2017 starter. So you can actually deactivate people's cloaking devices. Oh no, you don't deactivate it. You just remove the cloak token.
Yep.
Oh
It's
wait,
the
and
only
you
card that
enable
does
shields.
that.
Those are 2 captains I might consider mimicking. Honestly, when it comes to a card like this, there's just so many options. I don't like thinking about it because it's like normally when I try to strategize, I try to like gather everything within my brain so I can see all of the options and come up with the ultimate. Arturis just gives me too many options.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Arturis that I did with the Dauntless. Got out every 4 skill and below captain. And there weren't any there wasn't anything that's like Colo and shield adaptation.
Well,
there wasn't anything
for
like that.
Cost.
Did I say 4 skill? I probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a card I'd like if I was running like an independent pure, I think. Fleet. Or if I was just planning on running the Dauntless.
Yeah.
If you're going to be Sam.
Something I'm seeing with the cards in front of me. I think really the only benefit to Arturis is that you can take a lower skilled captain, say Data, say Forrest. I think he fits in there as well, the captain side of him.
He does.
And you can copy his ability with Arturis by bringing his captain skill up to a 6. Because the captain skill doesn't change. He's just mimicking the ability. So that's really the only...
I might use him to copy Tim Waters, though, because Tim Waters' ability is really nice.
Sure. I mean,
but I'd have to find a way to convert all those tech slots into crew slots to make it worth anything. I mean, it's possible, but it's costly.
You could run him copying Laris. It's just an interesting thing. I don't know how viable that is.
You'd need to figure out a way to get the ship to sensor echo.
But I mean, you have a lot of tech slots.
Sulu,
you could run one of every single off-faction cloaking device.
There's a Sulu that lets you as an action do the shuffle.
You could run Lesket. Or I don't know if Lesket requires you be cloaked. I don't know.
But yeah, all I'm saying is it might bring some of these lower skilled captain abilities up But again, it's stuck on a Dauntless, and
Yeah.
unless you're flying a mine carrier, I don't.
There's got to be a way to get. Eventually, there'll have to be like a lore style card that lets you get captains on past the restrictions.
You can run Will Decker and destroy your shields to add crits.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, how many shields does Dauntless have again? It's a lot,
5.
right?
5, yeah.
5?
5.
Oh, that is.
You take.
I think you found something worthwhile.
So you can get it up to 8.
Yeah, you get it up to 8, and then you got 8 crits.
Keep adding crits.
Personally, I think the funniest place to run Will Decker is a Borg Sphere.
Yeah.
I've done it. It's great.
I know.
Did I do that against you?
No, but I'm kind of the history major of attacking.
You saw the video.
I saw the video, I printed out the build sheet, I wrote notes on it, and I put it in a binder.
Okay. Nice to know that lives on.
Yeah, there you go.
Someone send me a link to that video after.
Will do.
So, all right. So, yeah, I think we've covered Arturis pretty well. A very
And
confusing
now that's
card
all our
to start.
captains.
Is it? Is that the last captain?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.